Here's the impromptu question because he's gonna snarl. He's gonna roll his eyes.
Here we go.
I have to ignore him. Ignore him. I have to ask this question now that you've linked those two together.
Yeah.
I say Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron James.
He's out of his mind.
I want to know what you think, and if you think I'm wrong, just be courteous. That's all.
You said you're going with Kobe. I'm gonna go with Kobe. I like Kobe. Because
he likes Kobe. He said
he's going with Kobe.
He's going with Kobe because he likes Kobe.
Let him explain his reasoning here.
I'm one of the biggest Kobe fans. Kobe's like 1A, 1B, like with Mike next to me.
I love him.
I think just everything about Kobe and his whole career and everything he's accomplished, like, is monumental. Like, when you think about the most dominant player in sports leaves you, and you were still able to win 2 championships without that guy. That says a lot.
He still had the best. Well, hold on 1 second. He had the best big man at the time in the league playing with him when he won those 2 championships.
Powell,
he was the
Kobe
best.
made Powell better.
Oh, come on. That was a great player.
Think about like even an older Shaq will make a Powell quiver. Like, just what he was able to bring to the table. Like, obviously when Powell came, that's when the game of basketball really started to they were really big on those stretch forwards. Like, they were really big on those power forwards, Powell, Dirk, KG, Tim. So, like, he was in a great era where there was a lot of great basketball going on, but, like, Kobe had to help groom those guys. Powell wasn't mentally tough before getting with Kobe like that. Bynum wasn't like that either.
Oh, Andrew Bynum was a bump.
They played with Smush Parker. So, like, I just think at the end of the day, Kobe, as far as being the GOAT, for sure.
Speedy, you have any questions before we let him go?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, because we're on the kind of NBA NFL hybrid. It seems like the NBA kind of started with it with the LeBron, the decision with the Miami Heat, and now it's expanded on other things. Player power in sports has been kind of more of a trend that's even now getting into the NFL now too, where you're seeing a lot of these quarterbacks have say. Now
college too.
Yeah, and college as well.
Major in college.
Yeah. So do you think that kind of thing is going to expand to where the NFL, I'm not going to say necessarily becomes like the NBA where it's completely player run, but is not far behind where a lot of these top players are going to have that kind of leverage when it comes to organizational decisions?
I think it's gonna start to shift the more the money starts to go up. Obviously, when you have that big of investment from ownership standpoint, you're gonna give in to what that guy's demands are. Now, obviously, you can't be in a situation like AB and kind of just go off the rails and do some wild shit and just kind of think that you're going to be, reimbursed for that. I think, obviously there's going to be guys handling the situation in the right way. That power move and is definitely needs to become a much bigger thing in the NFL. Just because, I've been in situations in rooms where guys have kind of, had to decide whether or not my job is at stake or, do I kind of take a stance on this or, certain things like that. And the only ones that really feel comfortable about that is guys that are making $250,000 a week or, stuff like that. And, a guy that's kind of on the bubble shouldn't necessarily have to think long and hard about, making the moral choice. And basketball is so easy because they're going to pay you the money anyway. Soccer, baseball, they're going to pay you the money anyway. They can see your face. And so I think with the NFL and them the only way the power thing comes around is that the biggest players on the board are making noise. The way A-Rod did it just, obviously if you win, all that stuff is okay. But, if you don't, at the end of the day, they call you an asshole, right? And so, he tried to take his power back, and I applaud him for that because there's so many of them that do tell him to just kind of shut up and play. Hey, you're getting $35 million a year, but football is football, and we carry with us injuries, memories, and shit way after the game is over with. So you got to take a stance while the time is right.
We are talking to former Packers, Bills, and Buccaneers defensive tackle Jarel Worthy. Before we let you go, last question: your favorite story? Somebody telling you a story, or something something happens to you on and off the field that you remember as an NFL player, and who was the biggest shit talker you've ever played against on the field?
One of the biggest shit talkers. One of the biggest shit talkers that don't curse is Phillip Rivers. I mean, he doesn't say a curse word and makes you want to just go. I mean, rip his face off. Whoever like supports him, face off. Like, you know, he makes you feel bad without even like saying derogatory things or vulgar things to you. It's so disrespectful. I haven't really had a lot of linemen that talk shit, man, because I mean, those old linemen, they know they're not like, most old linemen aren't built to talk shit for a whole period of game, like a whole, game. You might get 1 or 2 plays out of them, but most of them aren't built to go the whole game talking shit. I would say a crazy dude. AJ Hawk was a real crazy dude. Brandon Marshall, actually in game mode, facing against him. Like, I think he's like, I think he might be diagnosed like part bipolar or something. So like in the game, man, like he would spaz out, and it would be some of the most funniest moments because obviously he wants the ball, and Jay Cutler wouldn't be throwing him the ball, and he would lose his mind in the middle of the game. So he was a funny opponent to go against. I mean, but shit, he earned the ball. Like he was a 100 catch, 100 reception guy a year, so he's definitely earned the right. But he was a funny dude, man. I can't lie to you. B. Marshall was one of my funniest.
Jay Cutler would be throwing him the ball because he'd be throwing it to your team's secondary.
Now it probably be.
You talking about? Well, we had a blitz, dog. We had a blitz that, like, the success rate was like 88%. Like Dom Capers was really big on tendencies, dog. And we had this certain blitz that, like, this is not like 1 year, dog. This is like over a 4 or 5 year span. Like this one blitz was like 88% like success rate. I was like. It's like, this is crazy, but it worked every single time. Like there was nothing Jay could do about it. He never adjusted and got better at it. So we just kept running it.
I never got where so many Packers fans love to slander Dom Capers. I thought he was actually very creative with what he did.
Yeah, he was like, he's like a Harvard guy would say, he wants to know all the statistics, why stuff works, why it doesn't. And like you had to know what everyone else was doing. Like when I got drafted into his playbook, I went from 60 plays at Michigan State to 140. The defense is definitely complex, and it's supposed to be that way. We're professionals, man. At the end of the day, we're at the highest level. So Dom actually helped propel where I am today. Just because at a young age, man, I was able to learn a lot of things coming into that system. It was very complex.
Now,
go ahead.
No, I was about to say goodbye, but what were we going to say?
Well, we're asking. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sure you have. You've got plays to draw up yourself now and everything. But we're asking a defensive guy if he doesn't talk shit. I find that to be kind of aloof. You've got sacks in your career. You wouldn't sack somebody and start talking shit? I'm sure you've talked shit.
Oh, man, talking big shit. I think I remember, I still had the grass in my helmet when I sacked, who was that? Texans quarterback. My goodness, he ended up going to Matt Schaub. So I ended up sacking this dude on Monday night, man, and I'm trying to talk shit, and I still got like the turf and dirt all in my helmet and face, and it was a hell of a moment, bro. I talk shit daily. Like, I actually have to get in shape to talk shit on the field. Like, so we're one of those guys on the field, man. A lot of guys have fun playing with me.
Well, I will say this: your birthday is 1 day before mine, so
let's go.
Yes,
hey.
Yes.
Do we hear a party in the works?
Hey, let's go.
Your birthday. Hey. I'm a little bit older than you. You're 31. I'm 39.
Hey,
but
don't worry about it. We good.
We're Tauruses, so we got something in common: our confidence and our ego. I'm just
and your bullshit,
our stubbornness. But We would love to get you on again. We really loved you on everything that we got into. Conversation from your podcast, from your background, your history with the Packers, your thoughts of what happened over the weekend. So we would love to get you on again. My producer will reach out to you again.
Maybe April 27th we'll schedule it. It'll be a dual birthday thing.
Why don't you?
We need him to have a shot.
This is my 40th birthday. Maybe you come out here to New York. I always have a big party.
Right.
This past year, because of whole COVID, we actually rented out a yacht and we had it on the Nautica Mile, and we had about 100. Yeah, we always have a good. And this is my 40th birthday.
He's cheesing. He's coming.
Maybe we'll get you out of here. Maybe you come out here and celebrate my birthday, man.
Absolutely,
Our birthday. Our birthday.
It's our birthday.
Our birthday.
I think I'm always happy to celebrate my birthday now, being out the league, because I'm always in OTAs during my birthday.
You're a baby compared to me, man.
Yeah. So I'm
31.
I'm always in training camp during my birthday in the spring. So
I always say that, though, because April 27th, the day before your birthday and 2 days before his, is a Wednesday. So maybe we'll get you back on then.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm with it, man. You guys just keep in touch with me, man. I had a blast, dude. I think this was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I just followed you on Twitter, by the way. Feel free to follow the guy back. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, I got you, my friend.
My producer will send you my Twitter. We'll follow each other. We'll definitely stay in tune with one another, and we'll definitely get you on. And maybe you come out here and celebrate my 40th. I would love you to come out here and have a party with us.
Absolutely, man. Let's get it going, bro. Let's just continue to stay in touch, and let's figure this thing out.
Absolutely. Jarel Worthy, ladies and gentlemen, as we were just talking to, ex-Packer, ex-Bill, ex-Buccaneer, not Tom Brady's Buccaneers, but a Buccaneer.
Right, yeah, no, absolutely, man. I was with Fitz, with Jameis. Those were crazy dudes too, though. But
is Jameis funny?
What?
Well, just hopefully you don't hang out with him at the supermarket, okay?
Man. Jameis is a very I will say this about him. He is a very caring person. Mm-hmm. He's a very caring person. I would say that for sure. Obviously, everyone's different in this world, so everyone's decision making isn't always the best. I would say that too.
He must really like some crab legs if he's going to do something stupid like that.
That's South Florida, man. You know that crab boil in South Florida, they get it done.
No wonder he signed with the Saints. That's where all the crab legs and crawfish are.
Hey, look, it's some good food.
Thank you, Jarel.
Man, absolutely, guys. Man, I had a blast.
Absolutely. Jarel Worthy, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome guy. Great personality. And you want to know something? Every NFL ex-player that we have on the show, all of them have different personalities. And obviously we had, Lee Bodden on last week. He was more political and just really straight down to earth. You know, Jarel is more of the happy-go-lucky personality, coach, just outgoing person. So, and I'm not saying Lee Bodden wasn't outgoing, but different personalities. And what do we have tomorrow? We have
Brandon Lloyd.
Brandon Lloyd joining our show.
Player. Hey, good player, man.
Absolutely.
Hey,
you have any Brandon Lloyd stories?
No, I don't have any B. Lloyd stories. I don't got any B. Lloyd stories. He's a good player, man. I definitely remember, playing against him on the field. He's a good player.
Absolutely, and it's great when we get these different and even ex NFL players. Who do we had on last week? Who's the Vikings?
Pete Bursich. Yeah,
Bursich, who was on the show last week. He had a different outlook to the game when he played in the early mid '90s when he played the game. So it's a different. It really is a different game when you see all these different ex-NFL players or different athletes that we've interviewed and the stories that they have from different players. Obviously Jarel was talking about Brendan Marshall and his personality. Even Jay Cutler, if he needs to learn how to control his ex-wife and some of the stories that we hear on social media. But nevertheless, I love what Jay Cutler's doing right now, even with the high schools and trying to stand up for rights and what's going on in the world. So as much as people hate people on the field, they're just normal people that are, had the opportunity to play professional sport and provide for their families. So, Jarel, thank you, man.
Man, thank you, guys. Anytime again, man. Good luck moving forward, guys, and I look forward to meeting you guys again.